Okay, so the last little Spirit Work 101 supplement is finally talking very briefly about serpents and snakes. So serpents and snakes are super close to the ground. My first thought with them at this point, honestly, is actually grounding. They are close to the earth. They are right next to Gaia. And so when we see those in nature or in dreams, something that's coming up for us might be the message to ground, especially because a change could be coming up or we're going through change. Snakes and serpents are, I keep saying snakes and serpents. Snakes are well known, for shedding their skin, for literally outgrowing and releasing their outer layer. Not only is snake skin used in different magical practices, but it's just the most literal representation of rebirth, just about. Except for a butterfly coming out of its cocoon. So, anyway. Snakes also have different associations when it comes to divination. So, if you see a snake laying in the ground or you hear a snake in the grass, you might think someone laying low. They might be planning something shady. They're kind of watching everything. They're going to strike at any moment. So this is talking about preparation, being able to move with instinct, having maybe the speed or focus of a predator. Oh man, snakes have to do with transformation, but they could also lead you astray. When we see snakes in mythology, the Garden of Eden, which is a super basic example, but again, I encourage you to look for your own examples. The snake is tempting Eve to disobey God. So on one hand, especially the way this story is told, it's a warning against being led astray, but I would prefer to think of it as the snake bringing enlightenment, because why are you stuck in this garden? You can't go anywhere. And this is because I like to think of things outside of the framework. I love God, I love a lot of things, but just some stories in the Bible. So why be stuck in this garden? Why can't we learn? That snake opened them up to learning more, and it did lead them astray. It did cause, the rest of the world to come in. But isn't that part of rebirth? You learn, and then you learn more, and then you unlearn, and then you keep going. So serpents have to do with being led astray as well in mythology. Serpents figure into myths about divination, not about divination, about oracles. That's what I was trying to say. So the oracle at Delphi, that story comes about because Apollo, pretty much as a baby still, as a kid, is defending his mother Leto from this serpent at this oracle. And defeating the serpent, Apollo then takes over the oracle, and it, gets melded into his myths. So there being a serpent there kind of adds psychic energy to serpents. Plus just the way that they can sense things without hands and feet, just with their tongue, with smell. But also because Apollo is already the god of prophecy, that's an oracle, and there's a serpent there, boom, we get serpents associated. Serpents play into different myths. I know, I think Simbi is the name of a serpent. Damballa, I think, might be the name of the great serpent that the world comes from. I don't know those myths very well, so please forgive me. I'm not trying to butcher them. I'm just trying to give a couple examples. There are so many. The point here is that snakes are not necessarily immediately bad. They can represent healing, transformation, rebirth, you coming into your own. They can represent you shedding and leaving something behind, and there's a lot of medicine in that. There's a lot of medicine in transformation. One of the most common figures that we see and associate with medicine is the caduceus or caduceus that Hermes carries, and it has the two snakes wound on it. That often gets mistaken for the rod of Asclepius because they look very similar, and they're not. But even looking at that, you could think of divine balance and joining those two snakes wrapped around the rod. And I am the myth that talks about the creation of that is escaping me at the moment, but we're 5 videos in and now I am finished. But I just wanted to state those like 4.5 things because the Dark Goddesses and Serpents video was specifically by request, and I wanted to make sure I added those last couple bits. So yeah, serpents and snakes themselves, not automatically negative, not automatically evil or bad or just about temptation, but they are also about growth, grounding, change, transformation, healing, medicine, the other world, the other side. There are snakes that swim. There are snakes that are just like in the water. There are snakes that are poisonous and venomous. There's rattlesnakes. There's a really good, I think Jujubee retells it on one of her episodes, how the snake got its rattle, which it was a retelling from a Zora Neale Hurston book. So, look at all kinds of different myths. Look at all kinds of different things. Animals have so much imagery and symbolism. The animal world is rich in spiritual medicine and spiritual interest. So yeah, that's it. That is it for Serpents. That is it for Spirit Work 101. We are completely finished with Spirit Work 101. Going forward, starting with Urmeha, Hermes, Mercury, we'll be getting into a handful of deities here and there and angels, and we're going to talk about making sigils. So, yeah, that's it. I love you guys. So, that's not it. I will start putting my links in the description below. I'm not good at that whole, click the link below. I haven't got there yet. I will start putting my descriptions, or my links in the descriptions below so that you guys can get to them pretty easily. But I am at www.thebookofgenesis.me on, that's my own website. I am here, The Book of Genesis, on YouTube, and _the Book of Genesis on Twitter and Instagram. I'm on Clubhouse as Isis Soleil. You guys can reach out to me, comment below if you have any questions or suggestions. Like I said, I am getting better. There will be links in the description box. There will be more things. I will make it look nicer. I'm just excited to be sharing stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy. I love you all. Drink lots of water. Be kind to one another and to yourselves. Practice social distancing. Wear a mask. Stay safe. And always check your perspective with yourself and with others. I love you. I love you so much. I cannot wait to talk to you guys again. Mwah. All right. Bye.